balls deep, and they're gonna chase the Storm Spirit instead. Storm Spirit, despite being at a raffle, despite having so many blinks, they're just getting dismantled, disabled, and I think it's due to the Scourge team not initiating properly. Two blinking heroes coming in from one side and the other 3 heroes coming from another, and we could see that Chen is starting to lose his effects in the game, and I think EHome is gonna take this despite falling so far back in the first 10 minutes.
I think the problem is that Storm and the Queen of Pain have such high mobility, whereas heroes like Chen, Crystalmaiden especially, and Alchemist can't really keep up with them. So if Queen of Pain and Storm keep going in like that, they really aren't going to get the support that they need. It's very difficult for those heroes to keep up.
Yeah,
so they should really just wait for them to come and support them instead of going in like that.
I think it's better for CM, Alchemist, and Chen just run balls deep in and to draw the main focus of fire, especially if the Alchemist draws a big chunk of it, and then have Quap and Storm to follow up, because they do have the ability, like you said, to keep up and then join the team fights. And really, if you have an army of creep plus Alchemist running at you, like, what do? Do you run? If you run, they blink at you. If you don't run, Alchemist is going to tank a lot. But there is going to be a Drow Ranger on the other side. Drow Ranger is going to do a lot of DPS on the Roshan at this point. They are coming to gank. Let's see if these Scourge could get a nice team fight. They definitely need a big team fight to win. They might be trying to blink. There is a Sonic Wave lull, but okay, and they're going to focus on the Drow. I hope they definitely need to focus on the Drow, and Alchemist so low. Alchemist will fall down. Drow Ranger sending everything BKB. There's a lot of healing going on. A silence goes off, and they will focus on the Quap. Quap goes down, and I believe that is GG. A standard EHome disabling win. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they gave the Aegis to Rhasta just for that much more disables. Looks like they're not going to need it. However, in a team fight, if Rasta's down and then he just randomly comes back up, you have to be careful of those disables. However, it looks like they're not going to have to worry about anything with 4 heroes down, and the only hero alive, Crystalmaiden, who's a game changer when it comes to defending towers. They have to be careful of this Crystalmaiden, man. She's going to lay down some Frost Novas here.
This Frost Nova, you know, in the Warcraft 3 ladder, you could buy invisible potions. I wish that's possible.
Oh, wow.
That would be pretty cool, actually. And it looks like this game is going to come into an end. I thought this was going to be... Actually, this is not a bad game. It's pretty high skill. It's especially that nice juke from Rhasta. I have to say, this Rhasta is very impressive. Having the BKB to give him enough HP, and then went for a very, very offensive blink. And I think this is GG. Yeah, they're calling GG, so I'm going to pause this game. And... Rhsta, what do you feel about this game? EHome, maybe they weren't used to the Paris water or something early in the game, and they just kind of effed up a bit, but now showing you the top form of some Chinese Dota, and they actually played it out extremely well in the end.
Yeah, I think their synergy came together at the end. We saw a lot of healing, we saw a lot of disabled, and then I'm not too sure why the Scourge team really didn't focus down the Drow Ranger earlier. They were going for Rhasta, they were going for Necrolyte, heroes like that, and I really have no idea. I guess it's just so much heal that they knew they couldn't take down the Drow Ranger, and they want to go to the core of the problem. I'm not too sure.
Maybe so, or maybe it's like what you said earlier, Drow Ranger doesn't need a lot of items to be effective. And if you look at her lineup, this Sentinel lineup, they're all in range heroes. So any second, any moment that's a Sentinel keep their Drow Ranger alive longer, that's free plus 50 damage for everyone, and that's a lot of plus damage. Coupled with a command aura, look at the Drow's damage, ridiculous, and she has no items. So I mean, keep in mind it's only 37 minutes in, and Drow is only gonna get stronger and stronger at this point. And they just have a lot of things to keep her alive. BKB Rhasta with Blink to keep her alive. There's Mecha, there's healing pulses, there's Witch Doctor here. Witch Doctor even got Urn and a Hood of Divine just to camp his ass in the middle of team fight and just heal everything. And I think it's just the resilience plus mega DPS. When we first look at these 5 heroes being picked, I was like, oh, these are squishy. Quap is gonna kill them easy. But just amount of resilience on these Sentinel hero, the way the Chinese guys built these heroes, it's just very interesting. And I mean, despite these heroes being very common in Dota scene, the way they play is just something very, very new.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to something that you say a lot, and that's about adapting, and they perfectly adapted their strat to meet the opposition. You know, you have heavy nukes from Alchemist, from Storm, from Crystalmaiden, from Queen of Pain, and you see that Venge got a Vanguard just a tank. You see Necrolyte getting that Planeswalker cloak, although it was relatively late. He was getting a Planeswalker Cloak. As you mentioned, Witch Doctor getting the Hood of Defiance, and they really just adapted to what their opponents picked and played their strategy out the way they wanted it to. So in a sense, they did kind of dictate the tides of battle, as I used to say back in the days. So they really just laid out the red carpet and walked on it themselves.
Yeah, I couldn't say it any better myself. That was very well said about why they won this game. And I think it was, I mean, in the earlier portion of the game, they just got out-nuked. And really, there's nothing you can do. Like, their heroes aren't capable of out-nuking the opposition. Running away from blinkers, they're just not capable of that. But once they gathered, they got enough items, got the Drow farmed, and enough healing to go with it. And that's when the picks kind of just, you know, outramped the Chen. Chen's kind of useless at this point. Hand of God doesn't do anything. And I have to say, key swaps on the Alchemist. They know the Alchemist, constant DPS to Acid Spore, the Radiance damage is just too insane. Venge has been targeting that thing so much. The Alchemist gets swapped and killed instantly, almost instantly. And after that is, I mean, it's after Alchemist, if you look at the Scourge lineup, they don't really have any tanking power, and just that Drow just tore through everyone after that, and that's GG. So, yeah, let's unpause everyone or unmute everyone if the people that are live right now or that want to say anything about the game. Maybe they saw the game in a different light, that how it was progressed or anything. So I'll wait for our webmaster, you're a noob, to unmute everyone. Another shout out to the guys at DotaCommentaries.com. Since there is going to be ESWC going on, we are all commentating like horses. We are working so hard for you guys. So please come to the website and check out I think there will be at least 10 or 12 commentaries uploaded in these couple of next days. So check us out. There will be a lot of ESWC games, and I hope you guys are enjoying them.
Rhasta said something about how EHome set up the game for them to win. I felt like it was the opposite. I felt like TEG
threw the game away.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Threw the game away. They lost that one battle mid. They lost 3 heroes, and then after that, Storm Spirit and Queen of Pain got picked off out of position twice, and then the game was over from there.
Yeah, and also I didn't feel the TEG's team fight at the bottom lane as well. The Storm Spirit zipped in, kind of like thinking he was top shit, and then Rhasta pressed Hex and said lol, and you know that kind of went the team fight as well. So yeah, there's some merit to what your noob just said. I don't think Rhasta, TEG played it perfectly. I mean, they had the advantage, so all they had to do was ride it out, and they didn't do it. So, you know, I guess they didn't, kind of gave away the game as well. So.
But when Storm Spirit was bursting on Rhasta, that's the first time anyone ever saw Rhasta with the BKB, and he didn't realize that Rhasta had BKB, and Rhasta just BKB'd and ultied.
And that was GG. Face, you want anything to say? We bashed on your French-Canadian stuff. I mean, come on. You gonna take that from us, or?
Come on. What the hell? I feel offended now.
Oh, he feels offended, but okay. Let's move on. For soccer, what to say?
I don't think you guys realize, but the CM play was amazing throughout the game.
I didn't realize. Let me know, please.
At one point in the game, he was 1, 1, and 9. That was his stats. And have you looked at the items on Crystal Maiden?
She has a lot of HP and face boots, so okay. What's your point?
She had that at like 18 minutes. So I thought,
oh wow,
really
okay.
Choice.
Okay.
That support players are getting more items early on.
That's definitely the more Asian variant of support. And you can if you look at support player on EHome, freaking they're all stacked as heck. So, what do you feel, Rhasta? Let's move back to you now, and then we're gonna wrap it off. I think we have pretty much said everything, but last moments.
Alright, as one of my fans corrected me, the snowball effect is something I want to go back to, I guess. TEG, they had a lot of early success, however they didn't ride that success. They let EHome get back into the game, so I guess I have to agree with Harrison in that regard, that they kind of threw away the game. But you can't just say they threw away the game. It was a solid game played by EHome. You know, they got the right items, and yeah, that's all I really have to say.
Yeah, I mean, EHome, top teams are so good at forcing mistakes on the opponent, and I'm not sure if that one push on bottom lane, they made the Scourge be afraid. You know, the Drow was farming up, her plus damage constantly rising. Maybe TG felt that they needed to get a Rax at that moment, or else they would lose. So forcing an earlier team fight, then you know, TG could have prepared for it, and that's why I think they kind of played it as imperfectly as they did, and maybe they realized that Chen was running out of gas at that point. You know, he is at best a mid-game hero and not the best hero late game, so they felt maybe they needed to push fast and hard, and Stormstray kind of just, you know, again, thought he was balls deep and kind of didn't pay out. So again, keep in mind TG, one of the most experienced European team, but very inconsistent. So this game kind of showed both sides of that. For the first 10 minutes, all-star team play. Like, there wasn't anything you could have done better. After that, it's just kind of one mistake after another, and just kind of ruined it for them. So I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary between Restalker and me. There will be a lot more commentary from ESWC, so please don't even worry about that. And I think this is it. And see you next time. This is Luminous and Restalker signing off.